As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant, Masa, it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Usia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatched from the Osean army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Erusia will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Erusia's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
To the unidentified Osean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Osean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Osean Long Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oseans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
Meanwhile, we just run if they shoot us, right?
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire.
War is something I'll never get used to. Tonight has been a total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets.
So you were the ones on the radio. We don't know our location. Give us orders.
We have no orders, but we do have ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Roger that. Move us on our way home.
Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich. Sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you. Understood.
Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route. It's Erusian.
They are responding aggressively.
General, if they're conservatives, they'll listen to us. The negotiations were a success, Longcaster. They've opened up a path for us.
Destroyed.
More the merrier.
ID'd as Osean forces. This is AWACS from the LRSSG.
Our info has been updated.
We can't see the tops of the roofs from down here. Be on the lookout for enemy ambushes. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next rail.
All right.
The use of drones makes war more palatable. Why don't people realize this?
Missile. Caution. Pull up.
It's Erusian military.
Try your stalls before strikes will find you.
Stall warning.
Entering cloud cover. Strider 1, Fox 2. Strider 1, target destroyed.
Wait. General managed to convince them.
Listen, those that protect General LaBarge are the real patriots. Onward!
There's a vehicle up ahead. It's gonna ask us to pay a toll. Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle.
We'll go. Let's go.
Now we've shot when the communication networks come back online.
We need to remind everyone that there's no such thing as a clean war.
You dodged it.
Signs of the clean warfare at the beginning of this war are now gone.
There's a vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. Some radicals. It's no good. There's still a car on the road. Just to be safe, we better avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Strider 1, the General's route has changed. Keep your eyes on his vehicle. Don't let him out of your sight.
Here comes a traitor, LaBarge.
This is a wide net they've cast. They really don't want the war to end, do they?
LaBarge in that vehicle!
It's been set up in all the right places.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
We have some enemies coming up behind us. They're gaining on us. We changed our route, but the enemy's still on us.
Missile hit.
Watch that bandit.
Watch it. Enemy has a block on you. Target acquired.
We're taking fire from our own allies. Is this place under rebellion too?
We're almost at landfill number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous in Gruner Park. Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the Radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belkans. When they actually went to war, the performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side. They even manipulated the princess. The Belkan technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data of a former ace pilot to create clone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. For those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Gruner Park. Rendezvous point is the helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there.
Members of a military group calling itself the Free Erusians. unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a panic feeling.
Stay sharp while you're in there.
Fox 2!
Missile. Stall warning.
I see scratches on their tail. They're that convict squadron.
Stall warning. Missile. Missile.
Thanks. Would have been toast.
Strider 2, evade that missile.
Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 1999 Delta Lima. Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah. Don't they know nowhere is safe?
Caution. Missile. Caution.
Forces at landfall are
This falls has led to ample power struggle within the Erusian military. The general is speaking with the command.
It's all gone to hell. Even radio chatters about the Civil War. Radio? You have one in your cockpit? Yeah, ever since my previous squadron. I've got it taped, nice and secure.
We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide.
That was something. Missile.
An armored vehicle's behind us. It's a vehicle used by the Erusian forces. Take it out!
Caution.
Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Clear the way for it.
Taking fire! Take care of them! I didn't think we were gonna make it, but you saved us. Thanks.
Stall warning. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Caution. Pull up. Missile. Missile. Caution. Missile. Missile. Missile.
Prepare to fire on a moment's notice.
Missile.
General, we still have drones at our disposal. Watch over the future we build through the high heavens. We've almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes.
Understood. System failures caused friendly fire incidents among Osean forces.
Stall warning.
There are even rumors of penal units turning on their former allies.
Get them before they get us!
With the main conflict concluded, regional forces in the center, south, and east struggle for stabilization of the nation. Target eliminated.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
These groups, along with those trying to definitively make peace with the Osean against rebels.
Vehicle eliminated.
UAVs are acting strange. Their autonomous mode must be bugged. It's not patrol service. It's the small charting Foxtrot. Enemy behind you!
Missile.
You radicals were so busy developing UAVs, you forgot to develop real pilots.
Missile.
Disgrace. We're coming up on a tunnel. We'll need to split up until we reach the exit. There's more to Belkin technology than just UAVs. Getting IFF designations for one was an astonishing feat. They used it to make drones that resembled Osean fighters. And then to assassinate Harley and put the blame on enemy fighters. But in the end, Belkin technology brought chaos to the world.
So actually, you think Lucy is responsible for Harley's assassination?
You talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that.
You're receiving my orders.
Strider 1, locked on target.
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I think the Marshal will say hi before they remind the General's day.
Hostile lockout, you Strider 1. vessel destroyed.
Missile. Missile.
ID'd as Ocean forces.
How'd you last long, Caster? Keep it free, and we're here to help.
Bandit acquired. Firing.
We're taking heavy fire. Concentrate your fire on the combat vehicle.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Take out Penny in autonomous mode.
We're low on missiles.
Missile.
Fox 2.
You heard the comm. There are no friendlies out there.
We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for better timing.
Roger. Cease fire for the next half hour.
We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Wilco.
Officers from countries annexed by Erusia have taken multiple groups and declared independence.
Glad we waited. Don't worry. We won't let anybody through after you.
Almost at the rendezvous. In the rear to the others. Understood.
The radicals truly believe boosting drone productions will make up for our losses. They should be taking responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead they're prolonging the war. That is why proper conservatives like myself are willing to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce with Russia quickly.
We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper, too.
Who do we turn to in this darkest hour? We need a beacon of light to show us the way. This is the Erusian News Network.
Okay, let's go. We're getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRSS chief. This should finally bring about a true end to the war.
Understood. Good luck. Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No. Unless she's a soldier.
Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft your grandfather told me about. The one with the scratches.
There it is, the EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Belkin technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane.
Alma, on contact.
Trigger, ceasefire. Longcaster, permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
They could be Ocean fighters.
Trigger, what the hell are you doing?
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No. Unless she's a soldier.
Weapon use is prohibited.
Stall warning.
We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft my grandfather told me about. The one with the scratches.
There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Belkin technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane.
Alma, hold on tight.
Lancaster, permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
They could be Osean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit.
That's all we can do.
ID complete. They're Erusian fighters. What the hell is going on?
Stay sharp. Uh-huh. Right, I'm shooting him down. Any complaints?
Granted.
Wilco.
Wilco.
Yeah, good work. Strider 1 has killed the bandit.
Those guys are good. Wait, you don't think it's as good as you think, Shai, too? I managed to catch a glimpse of the three strikes.
Speed on you.
Don't miss.
Aim carefully.
9. No good. Shit.
Strata 1, target acquired.
They're in my way.
Stall warning.
Fox 2.
I'm on my target's tail.
Bandit destroyed. Well done.
Nice kill.
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... The drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys.
What the hell? We were just helping them.
Erusian aircraft, this is AWACS Lancaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, Osean craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
What?
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Unfortunately, yes.
We did what we could. Weapons free. We're cleared to attack the escort.
Nickel. Nickel.
Wilco.
Understood.
Wilco.
Can't afford the MQ-89 launch. Our commands are overridden. Attack us remotely. Which unit is behind this?
Hey, it's not our fault they won't listen to reason. Why build something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses.
To build something else entirely.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
Headed this way.
No. The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies. Clever.
UAV confirmed destroyed.
Nickel. Nickel. Nickel.
Enemy on your back.
Nickel. Nickel.
Not bad at all, Trigger.